I'm doing very well, thank you. I had this vision of teaching 11th and 12th graders who came in every day ready to learn and so excited for all of this knowledge I was about to give to them. And that's not really how it worked out. It didn't, I guess student teaching actually even took that out of that idea from my head. I did do my student teaching with 10th grade U.S. history, so. And when I started in Aiken, I did not start with 10th graders. For quite a few years, I taught 9th grade, actually. 9th grade civics, so. My favorite history that I teach is probably post-World War II, is talking about, everything that happened in World War II and how much impact that had. But how going from 1945 to, we don't get to present, but 1945 to maybe, the 70s, so much happened globally in that time, and with technology, with rights, with the Cold War, with so much. My favorite piece is probably the 1960s, looking at the 50s and 60s, actually, the contrast between those two during that time. Well, the one with the things to talk about would be John F. Kennedy. But even though he was not very long, but mostly instead of just looking at their administrations, we'll look at, the impactful things. And, for instance, Truman, before, looking at desegregating the military, and, even before that, FDR being elected four times, and, being so much momentous legislation and things, but yet also looking at the fact that he was responsible for Japanese internment and a lot of things. So, but probably JFK. There's not a certain piece of history and we are required to teach the standards. So even if we, were told we can't, we would have the standards to stand by. We have to be quite careful as to not be picking a side or wading into any current politics. So, we're generally in our entire department, very careful about not showing if there are multiple perspectives, which there generally are, not vilifying one side or the other, as it stands to current things. Mostly, once something's in the past, even in the current political climate, and because it's in the standards where it's acceptable, I guess. Well, I don't have a whole lot of other experience. I mean, this is my 22nd year at Aiken High School. My only other experience is my kids went to Pequot for a while, and I student taught and did some summer school teaching at Brainerd High School. I think we have a lot of good things. I think we have a phenomenal staff, especially in our core departments that have been here a long time. We have great kids, so especially for a town our size, I actually think we have a lot of things to offer. We have kids that go to universities all over the country and do some really, really impressive things. So I think that doesn't just happen by accident. Well, probably not quite as small as Aiken. I grew up in North Dakota. I grew up in Mandan, Bismarck. So I am not a big city type. So I've never ever wished to live in a big city. So probably a smaller town or a suburb or something like that is probably where I saw myself living. So even when I go on vacation, if I'm in a big city, I'm happy to get home.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Brucker.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, Mars.
I appreciate your time for all this.